Hey guys, welcome to the Trophy Life podcast. I'm your host, Tara Smith. From beauty to wellness, wife life, motherhood, and everything feminine in between, the Trophy Life podcast is a place where you can feel inspired and empowered and ultimately create the life that you desire and deserve. It's hot to romanticize your life, so grab a mocktail or your favorite cozy beverage and let's get into it. Hello, happy Thursday. So excited to be recording today's episode. I have to fill you in on something that just happened about, I want to say like 45 minutes ago. So if you can hear plastic in the background, you're about to hear why. I was coming downstairs to my studio to film, and I was actually gonna have myself on camera for the first time in a hot minute. And I was getting my microphone adjusted. It's kind of on this arm thing, I guess you can describe. If you watched any of the podcasts on YouTube, then you know what I'm talking about. And the arm came off of my desk, which has never happened. And I've had this same exact setup for 5 years. It came off and it got stuck in between my middle finger and smushed my middle finger. So my middle finger got insanely jammed and flattened a little bit. And I had to yank my finger out because it was stuck. And it was so painful. I screamed so loud. I'm honestly shocked that my housekeeper and Colby didn't hear me, because I was screaming at first because my finger was stuck. And I was like, I can't get my finger out. And then I finally got it out. And then I was crying, and I went upstairs because I was going to I just wanted love from Colby, basically, because he's very good at he's a very comforting man, very emotionally aware. And so he got me a bag of ice and helped me breathe, because it was very painful. It kind of felt like if you were to slam your finger in a car door. That's literally what it felt like. Very intense, not a fun feeling whatsoever. So anyways, that's what just happened before this, but I feel like I had to fill you in because now I have a throbbing headache and my finger hurts so bad, and it's my middle finger, so she's very swollen, but it's all good. Everything's good. I have very strong bones. I've actually never broken a bone before. And I just feel like I have very strong, I have a very thick bone density. Is that what you would call it? So grateful for that. Okay, so in today's episode, we're going to obviously be chatting about things that I wish I knew before I got pregnant, and things that I think you should know if you are about to get pregnant, or even if you are recently pregnant. These are all things that are also applicable to you. Or if you're just someone who wants to get pregnant even in a few years, this is all stuff that I think is very important. And I have spent an insane amount of time kind of learning a lot of different things about women's health and how it's connected to fertility and so many things like that, and then so many things about pregnancy that I just literally didn't know anything about. So we're going to be chatting a lot about that in today's episode. I first want to share my top 5 favorites of the week. Number 1 has to be fresh peaches, because peaches are in season right now. And my favorite snack is I cut up a fresh organic peach. I just get them from the grocery store. I try to wash them really well with baking soda, because I really try to just eliminate any pesticides. So I'll cut up the peach, put some plain Greek yogurt. I really like the organic Kirkland brand from Costco. They've got a great Greek yogurt, and that container will last me so long. So I'll usually stock up on that, and it's really affordable, and I love how it's plain and unsweetened, because I really don't like things with added flavors, or I just don't like that. If I want sweetness in it, I would add raw local honey, but I actually didn't today because I just didn't feel like it. Then I'll add some of the Purely Elizabeth original granola. It tastes like a peach cobbler, but it's so high in protein. It's adding hydration from the fruit and the yogurt. It is my favorite. It's so good. But yeah, fresh peaches in general. I really have been craving peaches and cream. I need to get some need to make some fresh homemade cream. That'd be so good. The second thing on my list is there's a specific SkinCeuticals moisturizer. I looked it up and it says it's pregnancy safe. I have it linked in my ShopMy. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's under skincare or beauty, and then under skincare and pregnancy, things I'm using in pregnancy. I love this stuff so much. I will put it I'll put it on my skin, and then on top of it, I'll put down some of my homemade tallow moisturizer that has a lot of other great ingredients in it. And the combo of these two together is just so good. I love it so much. And my skin looks so good every morning when I wake up. So my skin has been so dry while being pregnant. I didn't think it could get more dry than it already was before, but I was definitely humbled by the dryness, and I'm constantly drinking water in pregnancy as well. This next one, I actually just bought them. Well, I bought them like a few weeks ago and then they got here this week. I love them so much. They're furry Crocs. Okay, I'm going to try and find a link for them. TikTok shop got me on this one though. It got me. I was like, I need those. I love Crocs so much. Have since like I want to say 2019, maybe 2018. Like I liked them before they were like cool. People used to make fun of me all the time and be like, I can't believe you wear those shoes. They're so ugly. And I'm like, you would love them too if you knew how comfy they were. They're insanely comfy. So I love them. I wear them around my house like slippers. And I feel like being pregnant, you really want to wear shoes that add like support and that aren't like squeezing your feet to death. So I've been loving wearing these around my home. I feel like it's helped with my back pain. Been having a lot of back pain in pregnancy, which we're going to get to later. And I just love these. But even if you're not pregnant, you just want something cute to wear around your home that's like functional and you kind of feel like you're wearing shoes with like, I feel like it's a shoe and a slipper mixed together. That's how these feel. I love them so much. And they're very affordable too. Okay. Number 4 is the Archer mini meat sticks. I keep them in my purse and I get a huge bag from Costco. I love these things so much. There's like 4 grams of protein in every one. So like sometimes I'll just have like a string cheese with like 1 or 2 of the protein sticks and just to like, keep my blood sugar stable. Because if you ever need like a good snack, again, if you are pregnant, this is something you have to do is you have to have snacks on you all the time. And this is one of my favorite go-tos. And I really like the Archer brand. When I bought Chomps in the past, they did have mold on them. So it kind of scared me. And then I also have had mold on, what are they called? Paleo Valley. I ordered some and there was mold all over them. And I was like, absolutely not. And so I will never be eating those ever again. So yeah, I like the Archer ones. I don't think any of the brands are like perfect, but I think Lineage, I know they third party test for mold, which I think it's insane that brands don't do that. Like all of them just don't do that. But anyways, that's one of my favorite snacks. Okay, and number 5 on my list. This one's so fun. I've been loving finding like vintage baby clothes, either at the DI, like thrift stores around me. Savers is another good one in Utah, or I mean, Goodwill is good too. Or I'll go onto ThredUp's website. I love ThredUp so much. I've gotten the cutest baby outfits on there, and they're like all Ralph Lauren pretty much. Some are like Baby Gap. I'm having the time of my life. I'm loving it. It has been so much fun. And yeah, I will definitely be continuing to go back to that thrift site because it is just like a game changer for me. And I'll usually just get things like sweaters, pants. I did get one onesie, like a newborn onesie. But I kind of just want to get like pajamas and onesies, like all that stuff new. But yeah, very excited about that. I got some really cute jackets as well. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. So let's talk about pregnancy and everything I wish I knew before I got pregnant. I kind of like put this into different segments because there wasn't just like one topic that I felt like fit everything. So the first thing is what I wish I did sooner, like proactively before I got pregnant. I wish someone would have told me, work out your lower back. I don't know why I didn't know this, but your lower back will hurt so bad in pregnancy, and strengthening your core and your lower back are like incredibly important. It is incredibly painful because your uterus is stretching so much and everything's just moving, and you have, I think it's relaxin is the hormone that's released in your body, and it makes your lower back hurt more than anything. I've like been in so much back pain the past 2 weeks. It's been a little bit better the past few days, just from my sleep posture not being on point, and I can't ever lay on my back. That's like a recipe for disaster. It was so bad one evening, Colby and I were watching a movie together. I could not get off the couch. He had to come help me up like a freaking 90-year-old woman. I was like, I'm sorry. What's going on? So if you are planning on being pregnant soon, do a lot of workouts that strengthen your core and your lower back. I will be 1,000,000% doing that after this baby is born to prepare for my next pregnancy, because I just can't get over like how painful it was. And it has been. But I will say the thing that has made the biggest difference, there's a few things. I do think wearing the Crocs in the home helps a lot. But the biggest thing is sleep posture. And I have the, I'm gonna say like, oh, what's the brand called? I can't remember the sleep pillow that I got, but I got one that's like non-toxic. It doesn't have a polyester fill. I really did not want polyester because you're just breathing in all of those chemicals. So I was very specific about the pillow that I wanted, and I have it on my Amazon storefront. If you are interested, I know it's in my pregnancy section in there. It is a little bit of an investment, but I'm going to be pregnant for like, this isn't going to be my only pregnancy. So I was like, I'm willing to invest in some good, high quality, pregnancy things. And honestly, I'm going to use it when I'm not pregnant too, because it has been a game changer having a pillow to sleep with my legs, like in between my legs every night. And like, I've just been sleeping a lot better. But yeah, the back pain is so much better than it once was. Thank goodness. Another thing I wish I would have started doing was taking a probiotic for like your feminine, your girly part areas. I'm going to actually look up the exact one that I got at Sprouts. It's called Renew Life, and my midwife recommended this one, and it's been incredible for me. I had some weird stuff going on. Started taking this, immediately it all went away. But yeah, it's the Women's Care Probiotic. It's in the fridge, like refrigerated section at Sprouts. It took me forever to find it because I didn't know it was in the refrigerated section. So I just keep it in my fridge and I just take one every night before I go to bed, like a few hours after I eat dinner. And then I'll wait like an hour, sometimes 2 hours before I take any of my other supplements to like let it digest on its own first. But I love this probiotic. I think it's great, and yeah, I wish I would have started doing it sooner. When you're pregnant, your pH, it's really easy for your pH to get thrown off. And a probiotic's the way to go because a lot of like the washes and wipes just actually make it worse. So I like to just keep things as natural as possible, and I love this probiotic, so I highly recommend it. Okay. This next section is definitely the longest. Here are some things that no one tells you about pregnancy. Like, no one told me any of these things existed, okay? I had no idea what round ligament pain is. And if you don't know what round ligament pain is, I'm going to tell you right now. It is literally all of your ligaments and your organs stretching and moving and the hormone relaxin, like I was saying, being released. And so your hips are hurting, your lower back hurts, your upper back can hurt, your uterus, like you can even get some cramping. It's very cool and beautiful, but it also can be extremely painful. And I don't take any pain medication personally while I've been pregnant. I just don't like to. So you just have to like figure out different like yoga poses to do. And I actually wish I would have started doing yoga also more regularly before I got pregnant. That's like a very good hot tip that I would tell somebody. I did Pilates, and I think that yoga would have been better. And just, yeah, that's something I'm going to start incorporating more because the stretching helps so much with all those types of pain. It is very important to be relaxed and do things that are not stressful. So I feel like I'm a pretty chill person overall. But I really, before I got pregnant, honed in on just like making sure that things I was doing in my day-to-day life were not causing more stress, and they were just causing like not bad stress, because stress is a normal, healthy part of life, but you want to make sure it's you stress and not like the stress that's harmful for your emotional, physical, and just your well-being overall. So I think it's very important to look at your life, look at how your brain like functions, how your thinking patterns are, and just really do a good like overhaul, because you want to set yourself up to be in a really good place before you get pregnant, because it is very humbling in a lot of ways. The most amazing, incredible thing, but there's a lot of parts of being pregnant, especially in the first trimester, that are hard, like being sick and throwing up and being nauseous a lot of times and not having an appetite. Like all that stuff is very weird to experience for like months on end. So, yeah, I think it's just really good to do everything you can to be a relaxed, less stressful person. And another thing I would say no one ever talks about is how it's important to prep your body for pregnancy well before you actually want to conceive. So for me personally, I started prepping my body 3 years before I wanted to get pregnant. And I think it ended up being, no, yeah, it ended up being about 3 years. Maybe 2.5, maybe 2.5. I would say that you want to do this at least 6 months before you get pregnant. Things like getting your blood work done to check all of your hormone levels, your thyroid levels, getting your blood drawn at certain points in your cycle to see like how your progesterone is, all these certain things that help with pregnancy. I personally went to a integrative medical doctor, and he helped me with all this so I could just really understand my body, understand what nutrients my body needed, supplements, because everything is so tailored. There's not like a one size fits all when it comes to health. And I think it is well worth the investment, 100%, to just know all those things about your health. And I would say also start taking, yeah, supplements for your body, but then also like prenatal. Like I love the Thorn prenatal stack. I have it. I have all my pregnancy supplements I take also in my ShopMy, along with the specific Thorn ones that I use. And I would recommend starting to take those as early as you can. Like honestly, everyone should be on a prenatal, even if you're not even planning to get pregnant for a few years, because there's just a lot of really great nutrients that all women, sorry, not trying to use the wrong. It actually drives me crazy when people say woman when they should be saying women. A lot of people do it. And once you realize the difference, you're like, wait, you're saying that wrong. So yeah, if you're a woman and planning on getting pregnant in, let's say, the next 5 to 10 years, just start taking a prenatal now, because there are truly no downsides at all. And yeah, do all the other things I mentioned too. And also, speaking of, get your male partner to do all these things too. If they won't do things like getting their blood work done, just get them a male like prenatal stack. So get them things that support their sperm. Needed has a really great sperm support for men. I really like the Thorn men's multivitamin. It's 2 pills. It's super easy. And I love the whole package from Heart and Soil. All incredible. Just great to do. Have him get some sunshine. Really try to not drink any alcohol, no drugs. Specifically no to those things. And then I would say like really cutting back or completely cutting out any caffeine, specifically like energy drinks, soda, just coffee, any of that type of stuff is just going to only benefit. And I just, in my mind, I'm like, why not control all the things that you can control by what you put in your mouth and put in your body? So it's always been my approach. And my husband was also on board with everything before we conceived. And yeah, the male's sperm quality actually has a lot to do with like morning sickness a lot of the times and how sick women are in pregnancy. No one ever talks about that, but it makes sense because the baby's DNA is 50% his. So it's also incredibly important that they take everything just as seriously. Okay. I think this is so important for the next segment. I just wanted to talk about some fun things to like romanticize and just have fun with the prep of pregnancy. It is such a fun time in your life, and it's such a short time as well, that I think it's just so important to appreciate all the small things and just have fun. Like there's no rules with everything. Like, so you could just do something if you want to do it. So the first thing I wrote is obviously romanticizing the small things, like I was just saying, and just really falling in love with the process of preconception health and getting excited about it. And again, because it's something that you can control, and same with like your nutrition and being your own health advocate, all of these things I think is really fun personally. I love it. Like I love understanding my health and seeing how I can improve and be better. Like there's nothing I love more than that. Some of my favorite like resources on Instagram are Paul Saladino. He's an MD. He gives great nutrition advice. He talks a lot about fertility. You can like look him up on TikTok and then look up like pregnancy or fertility or whatever and just like look through videos that he's talked about. But he kind of follows like the animal-based diet, which I would just say is like a whole foods diet. It's just eating foods that are very easy for your body to process. He talks a lot about nutrition. That's the diet that I've been following for 3 years. And I saw a significant change in a lot of my, like I saw changes in my skin, my weight, just like on my hair, my nails, but then also like actual blood work was very much improved. And it really is just eating whole foods. So I love his content. I also love the Built to Birth account on Instagram. It's just at Built to Birth. She talks a ton about birth and it's very empowering. I just think that content's great to start consuming well before you're pregnant because you're only pregnant for 9 months and it goes by so fast. So I don't think there's anything wrong with prepping even like years before you plan to get pregnant again. And I think she's just a good person to follow. She also has a course. I really want to do it as well. Okay, the last account that I love is at The War Kitchen. They post a lot of great like nutrition things, so like just inspo. They post a lot about like fertility and foods that support fertility. I love their account so much. I kind of, again, it's just like a lot of whole foods that they talk about and how different foods have like certain benefits. So I really love their content a lot personally. And it's very cute. Like it's very aesthetic, which I really like. I think another good thing is just to have fun with small things like working out, things that you maybe don't want to do. I promise you, you will not regret working out before you get pregnant. Because if you were like, if you're like me in your first trimester and you're really sick, it's can be hard to like lift weights and go full force. So you kind of like get like a backlog of like muscle and just movement. And it's so good for the baby and you just having all that good blood flow and everything. So it's just fun to do. Okay. Okay. I love this next one. I feel like this is like a hot take for some reason. Again, I don't know why, because you're an adult and you can just do things, but I think it's really fun to like make a baby registry and just start romanticizing what baby products you want. Like, why not? Even just like on the registry, you can look at baby girl clothes and baby boy clothes. You can scroll through Pinterest and look for some inspo. Like, it's so fun to do that. I had a whole Pinterest board called Mommy Things on Pinterest that I created, and it had inspo for like nurseries, because I've always loved like gender neutral nurseries. I think I may have a board for a boy nursery and a girl nursery, but since I want to have more than one baby, I've always just loved the idea of doing it once and then like adding in color in small little ways to just like for whatever gender the baby is. But I just think those things are fun, and it's so I at least have really enjoyed creating my baby registry. I've probably spent like 40 to 50 hours researching baby products that I have added to my registry. On to our next section. Mindset is everything. It really is. I mean, really with anything in life, mindset is incredibly important. But I really feel like in pregnancy and pre-pregnancy, it's very important. So I really like focusing on having an abundance and a faith-filled mindset when it comes to conception and or your future pregnancy, because again, you actually do have a lot of control with things that your mind is thinking, and it affects your body. And I just think feelings of gratitude and abundance and faith, the frequency of that is so much higher than being scared. Like it actually is a higher vibration. Kind of like if you're around somebody who's super positive and happy, you're just like, man, I love being around that person. I think with pregnancy, a lot of things it's just one of those things again that like you can control, and it's very important, and it's pretty, I mean, it's not, honestly, it's not super easy, but I really do believe that if you want to be a positive person, no matter what the outcome is with anything, like even when I went through my miscarriage, I was like, I never, I mean, you guys know I'm Christian. I never once was like, man, this is God's fault. Never thought anything like that. I was like, literally, Colby and I were leaving the hospital, and we were both obviously very emotional because that's pretty normal after you find out that you lost your first baby. That's an experience I would never wish on anybody, losing any baby. But I feel like the feeling of that first pregnancy test and then losing the baby is like, ugh, it's so awful. But we were leaving the hospital and we were just both like, man, we have so many good things to come. That's like seriously what we just kept saying to each other. We're like, there are so many good things on the horizon. We could both feel it. We just knew that that was what was in store for us. And even though we were going through something incredibly hard, honestly, it made it a lot more bearable and a lot more, I mean, honestly, it did make it easier too. It made it easier, it made it more bearable. It made it easier to process kind of like what had happened and just to focus on, like, I was healing and I was very, like, I accepted all those feelings that come with loss, but then I also was ready to go into the unknown and go into the future with a lot of faith and hope. And I knew, like, I knew without a doubt that good things were to come. And I was right because I got pregnant a few months later. Obviously, there was a lot that happened in between that, like getting my thyroid levels checked, getting on medication, keeping up with my blood work, staying positive. Seriously, like, it's, you just, in life in general, no matter what you're going through, you will never regret being somebody who has an attitude of gratitude and just an overall optimistic mindset in life, because it really does make things easier when things get hard, which inevitably they will, because things just happen in life, because that's the way that things go. So that's something I'm very, very much so gung ho, I guess you could say, about. The next thing I would say is don't compare yourself to literally anybody. Comparison is the thief of joy, and especially when it comes to something like pregnancy, I think it's great to use other people as inspiration and get little nuggets of advice from other people. That's kind of what, like, I really hope my content is something that's uplifting and that's something that you can learn from. I'm very passionate, and I really wish that I could just tell every woman on earth who wants to conceive all of these little nuggets that I know helped me get pregnant with both babies immediately. And even just things like my thyroid and knowing that that's why I miscarried, like stuff like that. Like, there actually are answers to a lot of things that happen if you just put in the work and the research and focus on yourself and your own journey and your own story. And also, like, don't judge yourself if you do see yourself comparing yourself. I think that that's a very normal, natural human thing. Or even if you're not even comparing yourself, but you just, like, I remember, okay, I'm going to tell you guys an experience. This will hopefully the experience will explain better than I could put into words. But I got invited to a girls' night like a few weeks after I miscarried. And there was a girl, I didn't know anybody besides one person at the girls' night. And there was one lady there who was pregnant, and her pregnancy was the exact same amount of like weeks that I would have been, which was like, I'm around pregnant people all the time, but to be around someone who is the exact same weeks that I would have been pregnant, when I tell you, I was trying so hard to just hold back tears. And, you know, she was saying certain things that, like, she was like, yeah, I don't even really know if I like wanted to be pregnant with this baby. I just am. It just happened. In my mind, automatically, I'm like thinking like, what the heck? Like, I would kill for that. Like, I don't even know her. Like, I didn't even say anything because I didn't even know this woman, but it just goes to show that it had literally nothing to do with her, but everything to do with me. And when I came home from that event, I was like, okay, everything's still very new, so it makes sense. But I recognized how it made me feel, and I wanted to become conscious and aware to grow in that moment and to use that moment to make myself a better person and understand that it actually had nothing to do with her, and it was just things that I still needed to work on within myself. And it ended up being a blessing in disguise, honestly, having that experience, because I like the odds of that are just so crazy. But I do think that things just happen in life. Like, I'm definitely not somebody who thinks that God causes bad things to happen to somebody because they need to learn a lesson. I think that things just happen in life. Sure, like choices that we make, or they just happen because this like the world is not a perfect place where everything goes our way 100% of the time. And there's things in the modern world that cause modern problems too. So, like, I think, like, my miscarriage was caused by my thyroid issues, which my thyroid issues were caused by autoimmune symptoms and issues that I have, which start within the gut, which probably start from endocrine disruptors in my environment, certain foods I ate growing up. I mean, like, it just goes back and back and back further. So, um, but yeah, I don't know, it's all good stuff. So, very, very obsessed about having a good mindset, as you can tell. And it's great to do it again before you get pregnant. Okay. Now, I wanted to just tell you some fun little changes that I made before I got pregnant. I've talked a lot about everything I did to like get pregnant and everything. I have an episode that's called Everything I'm Doing for like pre-pregnancy or before I get pregnant. The episode has so many gems. Any of my pregnancy episodes honestly have a lot of great information in them. So let me just tell you a few of these because these are things I've never talked about before. So the first one is, as much as you possibly can, buy 100% cotton clothing, underwear, specifically underwear. Like, underwear is so important for your breasts and your lady parts because they're both very absorbent. And if you're wearing polyester underwear that is made of plastic, that is literally what polyester is, it's plastic. And microplastics are absorbing into your skin, they're absorbing into your lady parts, and it's not a good thing. Like, there's no good things that will come from that. I actually really wish that polyester underwear was just completely flat out illegal. I think that same with workout clothes. I don't know why we're making plastic and then wearing it to work out in and sweating, and it's getting into our cells and our breast tissue, and it's just like it drives me nuts. It's like one of those things, and brands are always like, we're sustainable, and I'm like, it's plastic. That's not good for a human to wear. It has also, like, different clothing has different frequencies, and I know wool and linen and cotton are very high. I just am very into all that stuff, and again, I feel like you can't argue with the results, and again, focus on things that you can control, and these are all things that once you learn about them, you're like, I cannot go back. Like, I do not want plastic in my skin. And if I ever do wear like leggings or something, I'll wear 100% organic underwear with them all the time. Sometimes I'll even wear like just as much as protection basically as I can get. I will be wearing it because I do love leggings, but I just will never go commando in them ever. Never gonna happen. Just, get some organic cotton underwear on Amazon. Like, I love doing that small little swap. I think it makes a big difference. Another thing I love is 528 frequency. Actually, no, I have talked about this. I've definitely talked about this. This is a great thing to do overall if you just want to be someone who's a little bit more calm. If you need help falling asleep, this is a great frequency to fall asleep to. I always do that if I ever wake up in the middle of the night because I'm hungry with pregnancy, which happens quite often. I will go back to bed and I'll put a 528 frequency soundtrack on Spotify, and I fall asleep within like a few minutes. So, highly recommend it. And there's a lot of great frequencies for kind of just like different like, what's the word? Different mindsets or moods that you're in. But that one's a good go-to, I would say, just to feel zen, calm, chill. It probably will make you sleepy, so like don't listen to it in the car. Don't do that. Okay. The next thing I would say is whole nutrient dense foods. Of course, definitely talked about this. I guess I have talked a lot about these, but these are just the most important things in my opinion, or some of the most important. Um, and limiting processed foods. So I really just like to follow the 80-20 principle. That's honestly like the way that I personally like to live my life. Um, I don't like to be stressed out about food. I think stress is the worst thing for your health. You could do everything perfect. And if you are stressed, it's like there's almost no point. So I just like to eat certain foods. And honestly, they're the foods that my body craves because your body will just start to crave the foods that you give it. I like to eat chicken, steak, salmon, arugula, zucchini, squash, lots of fruit. I'm actually pretty sensitive to a lot of vegetables. I love peas, but like I can't eat broccoli. I can't have asparagus, Brussels sprouts. Like my IBS will go insane. Like I'm pretty much allergic to those. And I did get a blood test and it confirmed all that, but I'm like, I didn't need a blood test to tell me what was causing insane IBS flare ups. I love carrots too. Oh my gosh, I love carrots so much. Potatoes, um, Greek yogurt. I love local fresh milk. It is a game changer for me. I can't stomach, and I actually will throw up if I had like milk from like Walmart or something. I did it. I've done it before. I did it recently and I threw up because my body just was like, what is this? Like I have to have fresh local raw milk and it's a game changer. I've been drinking it for a few years and I love it. So the place I get my milk from, they test it 3 times before they sell it for any like harmful bacterias. But in my opinion, it's like there's a lot of things that are legal and a lot worse. I mean, raw milk's not illegal; it's legal, but it's just regular milk. That's the way I like to say it. It's just regular milk. So it's something that I love. I know it's very controversial, and I honestly don't really know why. I think people are just scared of things that they don't understand, which I get. It's just human nature. Um, but yeah, again, just do whatever you want to do. Seriously. If you also want a good milk brand, the one that I will drink is from Whole Foods and it's called, I think they actually have it at Sprouts too, Alexandria Farms. It's A2 and it's in like a clear bottle with like green writing on it. So it's Alexandria with an E at the end, Farms, A2, 100% grass-fed milk. I do like that milk as well. And I think Malk is another good brand. I don't like almonds because I don't like that they're sprayed with pesticides. So again, I just like to go with the real the real stuff, the real milk. It's a game changer. Like nothing tastes better. Okay. Keeping my distance from anything or anyone that doesn't enhance my peace or my happiness. I'm already pretty like low key as a person. I have, my girlfriends that I like to hang out with and chat with. And then kind of outside of that, like I'm just pretty, I don't know, like I love my husband genuinely so much. I love hanging out with him that most of the time it doesn't even sound fun to me to like go be with other people. Now there are a few friends, like I was just saying, like girlfriends, but like I wouldn't be someone who would just go to like a community event or something and like look for friends to be made, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm always just like, I would rather just spend time with my husband. I feel so at peace around him. I love being with him so much. He's literally my best friend. I was telling him, I was like, what's so crazy? So I was like, I have so many friends who go on like girls' trips. I was like, maybe one day. But I was like, maybe it's because I'm pregnant and I'm extra clingy right now. But I'm like, I literally think I would cry every single day being away from him. Like, I actually know that would be the case because maybe with certain friends it's just like depends on who I was traveling with, I think. But I'm a pretty independent person, so it's very weird for me to say that because I definitely feel like I sound like I am codependent on him, which I'm like, honestly, being pregnant, yeah, I kind of am because no one cares as much as he does because this is also his baby and I'm his wife. Like I'm his first baby, okay? I'm his first. And he just takes care of me so well, and I feel just so safe and at peace when I'm around him. And I kind of just like it that way now. I like to just do things with girlfriends occasionally. I'm doing a fun little mom's night out tomorrow. A local movie theater, Megaplex, invited me to go see the Freakier Friday, Freaky Friday 2 movie. And Colby's like, you should take your friend Kara. He's like, she would love that. I was like, wait, I love that idea because I wasn't gonna go at first because I was just like, I didn't want to. Um, he's like, no, you should do that. I'm like, wait, you ate, sir. So he's cute and he's always got fun ideas for me to do, and I'm excited now about that. So like that'll be fun. But oh my goodness, you guys, I have finally been able. Like my nausea is gone. She has left the chat, so I can finally just film and get back into things for the first time in my entire pregnancy. And I'm like 17 and a half weeks now. And I'm like, man, this just feels so incredible to be feeling like normal. Honestly, just feeling normal. But the tiredness is she's definitely still there, especially with filming and stuff. It takes up a lot of energy. And I love it so much. I seriously do love it. But it is 6 o'clock right now, and I've been filming since 10 o'clock. I ate a little sandwich for a lunch break, but I haven't stopped since then. And I'm like, okay, wait, I'm actually really tired, but I'm going to sleep really good tonight. So I'm going to go make a dinner for the husband and I. And I don't know what I'm going to cook. Maybe a little pasta or something would be good. But I will see you guys in the next episode. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know I certainly did. As I always say, if you have any episode requests for me, please leave them in the comments of @TrophyLifeClub on Instagram. Come follow us on Instagram if you're not already a part of the community. It's just the best. We post a lot of very fun, feminine vibes, very inspiring content. We'll post a lot of like podcast clips. It's just a good time. I also do love to do like giveaways and stuff, like you guys know. So just make sure you're following @TrophyLifeClub. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Love you. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. Before you go, I have something exciting for you. I'm doing a giveaway. So to enter, all you need to do is rate and review the show either on Apple or Spotify. Make sure that you're subscribed to the show, of course, so you never miss an episode. And head over to the @TrophyLife podcast Instagram and leave a comment on my latest post and let me know what your favorite takeaway was from today's episode, or comment some emojis, just something, and that will basically enter you into the giveaway. The more that you engage, the higher your chances of winning are, so don't be shy. This is something I'm going to be doing ongoing. So even if you're listening to this episode later, you can still go and comment on my most recent post and it will 100% get you entered into the giveaway. And if you haven't already, come join the club @TrophyLifeClub. This is just a community for the girls who like to romanticize their life and want to become the best version of themselves. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, @TaraKellySmith for more content. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. Love you. Bye.